Hi, welcome to Jurassic World Life Lessons. This is the conclusion of a mini-series that is designed to give you some life lessons that are based upon the Jurassic Park films and the Lost World films. All of those 6 of those films forming the trilogy that leads us, or I don't know, it's 6 of them, so it's 2 trilogies that lead us to the last film that is currently, as we're recording this, leading the box office in America, breaking records, Lost World Dominion. It's a fun film. If you haven't seen it, I recommend it, but be aware that it does get a little bit violent because them dinosaurs, they be mean. And they still like tasty humans. I think they think we taste like chicken. That's a whole different story altogether. But we come back, and there is a line that shows up in the very first film that's offered by the Ian Malcolm character that permeates and shows up in some form or another with some variance in all of the films that follow. It's that idea that life finds a way. Life finds a way. It is uttered in the first film to explain that there's no way to harness the creative power of nature as they explain it. It's shared on this idea that the scientists are so busy figuring out what they could create and what they could do, they never stop to ask the question, should they? And as a result, things go horribly wrong and go horribly wacky. Life finds a way. And over again, when you get to the end of the films, you're discovering that the problem that they have is that they've created these creatures, and these creatures just aren't going to go away. They're there. They've figured out how to survive. It's a series about dinosaurs, and it's obviously a fictional series. Most of the dinosaurs that we often see in these series are dinosaurs and animals that are long extinct, yet we find very often that there are animals that are discovered on an annual basis that would shock you and I if we really ever took the time to really pay attention to the animals that are discovered even this past year. It's an amazing list, actually. And as much as we think we know, there's so much that we don't know. And I'm reminded about this powerful thing that God has created, and the way that nature works and how God has put it all together and the complexities of it, and yet over and over again, surprisingly, amazingly, things flourish and they thrive. Now, we do our best to mess that up. There is no doubt about it. But here's where you have to lean back into what you know to be true. And what I know to be true is simply this. My Creator, your Creator, the Creator of the universe, has created it, and as He described it, it is good. He's described you and I as very good. And because of that, we have the knowledge and the comfort and the reassurance and the encouragement of knowing that God as a creator is in charge, and that somehow, some way, things are going to work. The Bible talks a little bit about life finding a way when it says all things work together for good for those who love Him. It's the same idea. It's the biblical principle. When you love Him and when you're trying to do what it needs to be done, no matter how bad it looks, no matter all the circumstances around you, somehow the life that He has for you finds a way. He works it together for good. And so although it wasn't meant to be a spiritual line, it turns out to be very, very spiritual, and it becomes the underlying theme of the entire series of Jurassic Park Lost World films. And so it's the life lesson that I choose to close this series out with for you. Trust that all the things that are going on, the disasters, the mistakes, the imperfections, the successes, the high moments, they all are going to work together and stream together, because the life that God has for you will find a way if you will trust Him and if you will lean into Him. I've made the promise to you in every edition of this series. You were not created for extinction. You were created to survive and thrive. Life finds a way, because God finds a way. And so thanks for joining me in this series. I hope the life lessons have been fun, helpful, not too long, not too overwhelming, and create with you a desire to go back and watch the films again, because they're a lot of fun. And so thanks for joining me on this journey. I look forward to seeing you again some other time, some other place. But until then, live, thrive,